Air travel is one of the safest and most efficient modes of transportation. However, flight delays and cancellations have become far too frequent of an occurrence for many travelers. In the first 4 months of 2023, only 76% of U.S. flights were on time and nearly 2% were canceled altogether. When that happens, you need to know what your options are and what the airlines owe you. In this video, we'll be providing all the tips you need on how to best navigate flight delays and cancellations when traveling in the U.S. Stay till the end for a list of U.S. airlines that perform the best for arriving on time. There are two categories for flight delays and cancellations: controllable and uncontrollable. A controllable delay is when the airline is responsible. Examples can include maintenance or crew problems, cabin cleaning, baggage loading, and fueling. An uncontrollable delay is outside of the airline's control, such as weather, air traffic, and security-related events. As soon as you find out your flight is delayed or cancelled, you need to determine if it is a controllable or uncontrollable delay, as that will determine what level of compensation and support the airline owes you. You should always keep an eye on your flight to anticipate if it could be delayed or cancelled. You can do this by downloading the airline's app to easily keep track of the status of your flight. Another resource we recommend is FlightAware. By going to flightaware.com, you can see the status of your flight as well as the status of the incoming plane, so you can be aware of any potential delays. FlightAware also has a misery map page to show you an overview of flight delays across the U.S. If it appears that your flight isn't going to make it on time and you'll need to rebook, start looking up alternative flight options so that you are ready to rebook when the time comes. Once your flight is officially delayed or cancelled, you'll want to reference the new Department of Transportation Airline Cancellation and Delay dashboard that outlines the top 10 U.S. domestic airline policies on what they owe passengers for both controllable delays and cancellations. There is not currently a resource that outlines what airlines owe passengers for uncontrollable events such as weather. It is currently up to the discretion of the airline, and you may need to rely on travel insurance or credit card benefits to help you with the cost of a hotel, should you need one. When comparing what the top 10 U.S. domestic carriers offer passengers for controllable delays and cancellations, Alaska Airlines delivers the most compensation and Frontier Airlines, a low-budget carrier, offers the least compensation. The majority of carriers will rebook a passenger on the same airline at no additional cost, provide a meal or cash voucher for passengers waiting 3 or more hours for a new flight, offer complimentary hotel accommodations for any passenger affected by an overnight cancellation, and offer complimentary ground transportation between the airport and hotel. Alaska and JetBlue also both offer credits or travel vouchers when the cancellation results in passengers waiting more than 3 hours. And Alaska is the only airline to offer frequent flyer miles when a cancellation or delay results in the passenger waiting more than 3 hours. The DOT dashboard also includes links to each of the airline's customer service plans, so you can reference them for your specific case with the airline. If your flight gets canceled, check your airline app to see if they have already rebooked you on another flight. If you are delayed or canceled and have not been automatically rebooked, then you should immediately begin calling the customer service number while you're waiting in line physically to speak to customer service or a ticketing assistant at the airport. When you're in line, you should begin looking up alternative flights to switch your booking so you are ready to secure your seat once it's your turn. This allows you to be in 2 lines simultaneously, so you have a better chance of getting assisted before the other passengers book the best seats on alternative flights. You may also be able to rebook yourself on the airline's app or website. If the airline rebooks you on an inconvenient flight route with bad times or connections, you can search their partner airlines to see if they can book you on one of those routes instead. Remember to keep track of any related expenses you incur due to your flight delay or cancellation, with the receipts and documentation, so you can easily use it for any claims you file later on. Always ask the airline for meals, hotel and transportation reimbursement to see if they are able to accommodate. Even if it is outside of their policy, they may have some flexibility. When the airline offers you a solution, be careful to review what the airline is offering before you sign the agreement, as it could keep you from later receiving the full benefit of what they owe you. Always check that you are getting the highest possible level of compensation before you agree to their proposed plan. It pays to be nice. While it is certainly frustrating to have your travel plans delayed, you are more likely to get an airline customer service representative to work harder to assist you when you are polite. If you're curious which airlines perform the best for getting passengers to their destinations on time, then you can check out the Air Travel Consumer Report created by the Office of Aviation Consumer Protection. This chart shows the percentage of reported flights arriving on time by U.S. carrier between January and April 2023. Delta was number 1 with 80.6% of its flights arriving on time. Alaska Airlines was ranked number 2 with 78.4% of its flights arriving on time. And American Airlines was ranked number 3 with 77.5% of its flights arriving on time. In last place we have Frontier Airlines with only 65.4% of its flights arriving on time. Budget airlines like Frontier may get you to your destination at a lower price, but they are not as reliable and don't offer as much compensation for controllable delays. If you want to make sure you're covered for uncontrollable delays and cancellations, it's best to book some form of travel insurance, or to review your credit card benefits to see what your card will cover for you in cases of weather-related delays. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe to the Travel IQ channel for more travel tips.